Belfry here from belfrywellness.com. Today's video is coming from my car, and today's message, or actually a technique that I've used and clients have used and I've seen used in different therapies, is really about letter writing. And I had a client today, and I mentioned that and to a few of them actually today. It's a really powerful tool you can use to really work through some emotional stuff that you're really dealing with. It could be a current stuff or something that's happened to you in the past. So what happens is maybe it's a relationship issue, maybe there is some sort of trauma, or if people have used it in abuse. It could have been, some kind of tragedy, but usually that's something that's pretty traumatic in your life that's creating a lot of emotion to it. I've seen it in a workshop where a guy, did this technique, and I watched wrinkles in his eyes just like fall from his face as he read his letter and reread his letter. And he literally probably gained what he looked like 10 years in his life. And the technique is really simple. You want to find that situation that's really creates a lot of issue within your life. And it may be a person, like I said, or a situation. But if there's a person involved, what you want to do, or the situation, but most often it's related to a person, and you want to write that person a letter. You would want to write that letter to that person, like if you could tell them anything you want in the world, you know, you want to put that in the letter. Know that this isn't going to that person. This person could be alive, this person could be dead. It really doesn't matter. You want to write how you actually feel, and use words that you actually feel. If you hate that person, say you fucking hate that person. Be as feeling as possible as you can. And what you want to do is then take that letter and take half hour, 30 minutes of quiet time, whatever it takes to write that letter. And then you take that letter and you want to read it. Ideally, you want to read it to someone that you can trust. That's their job is purely just to listen. They're not there to uh, validate you. They're not there to respond. They're not there to uh, protect you or to say, hey, great job. Their job is purely just to listen. They want to listen to it till the story, or the what you're reading, becomes a story, like you would a book. So when we're first reading this, it's going to be painful. There's going to be tears. It's going to be moving. But as you read it, and I suggest reading it over and over and over again till it reads like a book that you can just read, like reading from a book or a magazine. It should be simple like that. If you're still struggling to read it again. And once you're done reading, then you want to destroy the letter. And whether you burn it, you cut it up, you're telling the universe, hey, I'm done with this, I'm complete. And then you want to celebrate however you want to celebrate. Bubble bath, a glass of wine, some ice cream, whatever is a celebration for you. If you don't have anyone special to read it to, you can read it to a picture of the person. You can read it in front of a mirror, whatever's most comfortable for you. The idea really is to feel the feelings, and this is one way to do it. And reading letters is a real powerful tool. Again, this is in a journal that you want to keep. You don't want anyone to see it, obviously, so you want to burn it or destroy it, and because it's purely just how you feel. And what I tell people, before writing the letter, choose a number between like 0 to 10, 10 being like the most pain you're in, and then do the letter. Once you're done the letter, take a moment and reevaluate it, 1 to 10. If it's 3 or less, you're more or less complete with this issue. You can look at it again in a month or two. If it's 5, around 5, or around 5, 4, 5, 6, I would suggest writing another letter to that person or about that situation. If you have any questions, I know a lot of people maybe have been to therapy and heard this and aren't doing it, but I've seen some dramatic improvements in my life and other people's lives by doing it. So I suggest sitting down, giving yourself a moment or two to write this letter about how you feel. You'll really feel a big shift within yourself. And this person could be alive or dead. Like I said, it could be someone you're in a relationship currently with, or a family member that you're still see on a regular basis, but something happened that created that huge emotion. So write that letter to. This will allow you to really more than forgive, but to let go of it. So it's not a story that's there anymore. And maybe for an example, I tell people, clients, it's like you go to an amusement park, and every year you go and you bring your family and you have so much fun. It's a wonderful time. But the last time you went, you brought some money and it was stolen or something negative had happened. What happens is, now your mind shifts related to that amusement park. Don't go, it's too sketchy now. And then you start to see all the people that are dressed that aren't dressed appropriately, or so you're like now thinking negatively about this amusement park. So all you're doing is writing about that, the feelings of losing that money or losing whatever you've been attached to. And all of a sudden the story will change. Is like, hey, let's go to the amusement park, let's have a great time. Just we'll remember this time, we won't bring a lot of money, or we'll make sure to get a locker. So the situation hasn't changed. You still lost money, but you look at it differently. And that's really what's important with writing this letter. And it's not about forgetting what happened. It's just that you've now moved on from it, and it's no longer holding on. You're no longer holding on to it and carrying around like luggage. So what people do is they've got these emotional stuff, and then it's like luggage, and we're just lugging it around from every emotion, every event, every person. You're just lugging this, and then you're adding to that. The luggage is getting bigger and bigger. So what we want to do is start clearing up some of this luggage. Anyways, like I said, if you have any questions, you want to share about something, love to hear it. Take care, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Bye for now.